Hello everyone, and welcome to day 3 of our at-home retreat for the pelvic floor. This episode of the series is going to be a little bit longer than some of the others, and I'm just going to kind of open this up by sharing with you that you may not be quite in a place where you want to tackle this first part today, which is a wonderful part, but I'm going to explain it briefly, and if you're not quite ready or interested in going there today, then you can always come back at another time for the first section, and you can just skip ahead if you'd like to the exercise portion, which is at the timestamp written above. So if you want to skip ahead to the exercise portion, just skip ahead to that part. It's a great releasing, energetic flow of strengthening exercises and stretches that are going to open up your hips and pelvic area. Really wonderful, fiery practice. But if you are open to it, I'd like to explain this first part that is with my friend Bev, who is such a special friend to me. She's someone that I've known for several years, and actually she was part of my Yoga for Beginners series as well, so you may recognize her from other YouTube videos. But for this first part, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to introduce Bev, and we're going to be actually doing some emotional work on releasing some things that may be held in your pelvic area, some emotional things. Now, this is not a substitute for psychological treatment or a counseling session or medical advice. This is really just an activity for you to try if you're open to it. And I'm going to let Bev explain more. But I just want to, before we go any further with this, tell you that you will need a large sheet of paper, or if you just have a regular sheet of paper or a journal, that's fine too, but you'll need paper and a pen. And if you are an essential oils user, you may want to consider getting some lavender. This is a rollerball bottle of lavender, and lavender is a really great oil for this practice because lavender is actually a great oil for communication and actually opening up that communication center. Also, it's great for relaxing you, mind and body. And if you've never done any of this type of work before, first of all, to let the energy flow, you do need to be relaxed and focused, and lavender can help with that. And secondly, it can be triggering sometimes and emotional, and so it's really important to do what you can to support yourself and relax. And again, lavender is wonderful for that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and again introduce Bev. Bev is an energy player. So she loves to say that she's an energy player, which is so fun because most people will say maybe they're an energy healer or an energy worker, but Bev says, I just play with this energy, and I've experienced the energy play firsthand. Bev and I have had several sessions together where we've really worked through some great stuff. And so I am so grateful for you in my personal life, and I'm so excited to share your work with my community on YouTube. So
my play.
Yeah, your play.
Thanks for inviting me. Hi folks. One of my jobs on the planet is to raise awareness. You are very important at this time on the planet. Our being in touch with our divine feminine, a lot of which is centered in the womb and the uterus, it has gotten clogged through life and through challenges, and some people think we even have other timelines that are in our bodies that might also be impacting. So whenever somebody has a challenge physically, we know from our energy play and research that a great deal of physical symptoms are because some emotional aspect has not been addressed, so the body's expressing it. So when that happens, I go to my little reference book here by Louise Hay, Heal Your Body, where she lists many, many, many symptoms and possible emotional causes, and then potential affirmations to help clear them. So when I look up uterus, it represents the home of creativity, and the affirmation is, I am at home in my body. So in the past, I've had benign tumors, and I'm like, okay, what's this about? So of course I'm doing research. And this is the thing, anytime you've had an illness or a pain or whatever, it's not a horrible thing. It is an awakening, and from our researching and learning more about it and our body and all of this, we build compassion for ourselves, but also for other people. So it's really just a wake up. Okay, so the tumors, this was interesting for me, and it applied. Nursing old hurts and shocks, building remorse. And the affirmation is, I lovingly release the past and turn my attention to this new day. All is well. Well, I've also learned that you can say all the affirmations you want, but if your cup is already full with old stuff you're holding on, those new affirmations cannot go in. So let's talk about be brave. Nothing's going to hurt here. This is just an invitation for you to consider possibly what might you be holding in your womb. I've been initiated by a shaman from South America in a tradition called the rite of the womb, and it comes from ancient Amazonian women. It's an ancient ritual, actually. They're not so ancient. It's still going on, but they have been told it's time to share this with the world. So I will introduce you to this, and you can look it up on YouTube. And
I'll put the link in the video notes.
Okay, so what you do is you open your heart and your body, and you say, the womb is not a place to hold fear or pain. And then, if you'd like to,
the womb is not a place to hold fear or pain.
And then you put your hand on your womb. The womb is a place to create and to give birth to life.
The womb is a place to create and give birth to life.
And breathe. So that's the very short version. Please go online and find a practitioner in your area and go through the full ritual, which usually occurs at the new moon. Really important. But that triggered my thinking, okay, what else am I holding on to in my womb? God knows we've been through some experiences.
Can we show the bowl idea?
Yeah.
I see a bowl right here.
Please.
Your pelvis is a bowl. Your bony pelvis is like a bowl in your body that holds your womb, your bladder. We are coming on this channel. You're watching FemFusion Fitness. You've watched my stuff, most likely because you have bladder leakage problems or pelvic organ prolapse or endometriosis or uterine fibroids, or maybe you have weakness in your core, or so many issues that are all held in this bowl. So I'm going to let Bev continue. I just wanted to show a bowl. Sometimes it helps to really see that imagery and feel it.
Well, imagine it's right there. I've got a nice little potbelly bowl right there, but it's very feminine too. Think about that. So Brie, if you don't mind holding that. So let's us work this together. Say this is the bowl of our womb, our uterus. What are we holding on to? So I remember this right. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain. So fear, especially fear about being a woman when you had your first menses. Wasn't that scary? You didn't really know what was going on. The first time you had sex, fear, pain. It was not always so pleasurable when you have sex. Fear, pain. And then as I got deeper, thinking about my relationships and what I was possibly holding there, I realized that I had some resentment in there. I have some anger. Might need another marker. Some anger was in there too. So all of these things can get stopped up if you've had an abortion or a miscarriage. All of this pain stays in the energetic field of your body.
What I think we should do is take a moment and make sure that if you have a pen and paper, I'd like you to make yourself a bowl. Make a picture, just even a circle. Make a picture. You can use these ideas that we've discussed as inspiration. And I'll take a moment too to add a few of my personal things on a piece of paper, and we'll give the viewers maybe 2 minutes, okay, to do this, and then we'll move forward. So let's take a little time to do that. So go ahead and grab your paper now.
Okay. Heavy stuff.
There was a lot, and this is actually all real for me stuff. This is my stuff, and I'm happy to share it publicly, because I just think it's important to see that I don't have currently, any chronic issues that are currently bothering me so much, but yet if I look back and fish back into my past, this is all real stuff, and this is all there. It doesn't just go away after it's gone. It stays.
And the energy flow that you do with your yoga also really enhances that movement and not being stuck there. And so what you're doing is so important for the world.
And the hip circles.
And that puppy dog tail thing. Very cute. So anyway, if you've done this exercise, you might be feeling like, now what? Or it might even bring up some other things that have happened. But let me tell you what, it's okay. You're okay. What's happened has happened. It is over. So we are here in the present right now to help clear this. So if you're ready, we can do a little grounding exercise. I'd invite you to do that with me, and then I'll do a guided visualization that can help clear this energy if you would like to do that. And if not, just skip ahead to the yoga. That's fine. Whatever you're ready for is fine. Okay, so I recommend sitting with your back straight and your feet on the ground. And take a big breath, put your hand on your heart, and feel that air open, come through your heart. And slowly exhale. So we're inhaling peace and calm. We're exhaling tension, anxiety, nervousness, any of that. Which, of course, anybody. We all have so many of these things that have happened with us. Inhale again. This time put another hand on your lower belly, under your belly button. And breathe. And feel the expansion. It's okay. Let it go. You can do it. Bigger breath. Feel the belly move. Your breath is energy. We're bringing energy to your womb, to your pelvic region. Again, take a big breath. Beautiful. And let it go. Now picture with the next breath that you're moving this energy through your body, down your legs to your feet. Take a big breath, all the way down. And from your feet, please picture roots going through. There, you are such a creative visualizer. You can picture these roots going through your feet, into the ground, through the foundation of the building, into all the layers of the earth. And keep holding this vision and choosing to put your roots all the way down to the crystalline core, the heart of Mother Earth. And see the sparkle, and you might feel it when you connect with it. It's like a ding. And if you don't feel that, that's okay. The more you practice, the easier it gets. It will come. So just use your great imagination to picture your roots connecting your body, your heart, through your feet with the heart of the earth. Great. Take a breath. There you are. All right. Now, take a big breath up, and as you do that, pull the earth energy back up through your legs to your belly. And I like to place my hands there, so I'm affirming that that energy is going to that place. And if you will hold it there, you can also picture that energy moving to your lower back. And you might actually feel a release of some energy. Now, if you'll notice here, I have my little orange bowl, because orange is the color of the chakra related to the pelvis. And I have put inside of it a crystal, a quartz crystal, to help activate this as well. So we are transferring energy now, so you too, with your imagination and with our guidance and blessings, can also receive the orange light. And when you bring it to your belly, your abdomen, your womb, consider making a lazy figure 8 of light. The figure 8 is the infinity number. And it is magical at clearing out spaces. Woo! Are you feeling that? Move it from right side to left side. So feel that figure 8 moving around, and the bright orange light moving all the way around from the front to the side to the back and around again, and try it the other direction. It's just really a form of play with energy. And move it up and down. You can give yourself a little womb massage here, and front and back. Be comfortable, might tickle a little bit, and feel a gentle release and opening. There you go. Your body knows what to do. It is time for you to clear this. You have a job, we all have a job, to bring and express our divine feminine now on the planet. Really important. This is important work. And you are so wise to be here with Bree now. You know what you need to do. Okay. And Bree is helping to facilitate this. Thank you, Bree. So continue. Bring your orange light. Bring your breath up to your heart again. The light may change color. Now another part, bring it up to your throat. The throat, think about this, is also related to the pelvis. We hold a lot of emotions that are related to the pelvis in our throat. These are words that are unspoken about our pain, our shame, our grief, our frustration. These are thoughts that we have that we're not able to express because we didn't know how. We did the best we could, but we had no training in this. So a lot of things can be clogged up in the throat chakra as well. And that might be another video down the line. So anyway, take a big breath in from the earth and bring it up to your throat, past your throat. Let it massage around in there, front and back, and release your neck as well. And then inhale up to your head. Great. And move that earth energy, bring it back up one more time through your body, pelvis, heart, throat, head, top of your head, and whing, all the way up. It's like Star Trek, you know, when they're being beamed up. So what we're doing is just activating the light energy, your electromagnetic field, so that you are vibrating at a higher frequency. High frequency trumps low frequency every time. So that's why this flow, the breath, the movement, the color imagery all help to create the shift to bring you back more to who you really are. Thank you, thank you, thank you for participating with us, and all the best. Blessings.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Bev.
My pleasure.
And thank you for watching. I hope that that was really helpful to uncover what you may be holding in your pelvic bowl and help release it. And if you were watching this whole time, wow, more power to you. This again can be triggering work and deep work and hard work. So thank you for being here and hanging with us.
And you might want to have your journal ready and be prepared to have some dreams that could be revealing as well.
Absolutely.
It's really nothing to be afraid of. This stuff is in you. It's time to get it up so you can look at it and release it. So please, like Bev said, journal, drink some water now. Yeah, lots of water.
Before you move forward into the next part of this video, please do push pause, and grab some water, take a deep breath, and then we'll do our energizing, releasing yoga fitness flow. So thanks again.
Yay. Thank you.
Did you? Okay, my friends, how are we doing? That was a lot. If you took part in the introductory session, the kind of emotional release session, then good for you. That can be hard work going through that. If you did not, then you can always go back and try it another time. No matter what, we are going to do a great energizing, strengthening fitness flow that's going to really open up our hips and focus on strengthening and opening this area right here, this whole area of our body. There's a lot of emotion and tension that can be held and stored in this part of our body. So we're going to work it. We're going to set some fire to this area. Let's go ahead and get started. If anything at any time is uncomfortable or painful, stop, modify, just take a break. You can always rest in child's pose on the floor. And all you'll need for this workout, by the way, is a yoga mat, although I'm not using one, but a yoga mat. If you have yoga blocks, they might be helpful for some of the things we do. And you will need a wall close by for one of the moves. All right, let's go ahead and get started standing up. We're gonna begin just loosening up and warming up in standing. So feet nice and wide. Let's begin with some really big hip circles. So circle your hips around to the back and let your body come forward. And then swing your hips around and stand up straight. So really big hip circles. Feel as you move through the circle that you're stretching out the backs of the legs as you go around to the back. Breathe steadily. And let's do 2 more big hip circles in this direction. 1 more. Stand up straight and then go the other way. You always want to be even between your 2 sides. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to be about equal between the 2 directions. I think we went around 5 or 6 times one way. So we'll go 5 or 6 times in this direction now. Let's finish up with 1 more big hip circle. And then stand up. And we're gonna do some swoops. So knees nice and soft. Swoop your hips. Swoop and swoop. I'll show you from the side. So bending the knees and swooping the hips. Bending the knees and swooping. It's like I'm drawing a U on the wall in front of me. I'm gonna show you from the front again. So keep going and swoop, swoop. Just be easy with this, have some fun. We're bringing some heat and some fire and some mobility to the center of the body and to the hip joints, right? Deep in here and here. The hip joints, deep in the groin area. Breathe steadily. Now, if you want to add some arm action, it's kind of fun. So add an arm and an arm, a little snap, and a point of the opposite foot. You don't even need music. You can use the music in your head. Just have fun with this. Pointing the toe on the opposite side to where you're snapping. Add a little sass to this. Have a little fun. Starting to get the heart rate up. Make those swoops nice and big. 2 more, 2. 1 more on each side. All right, let it all go. Shake out the bottom, shake out the top, and big swoops with your leg. I always call this walking through mud. It's like you're picking up your leg and swooping it around, like you're stepping over something, or like you're walking through mud, sticky mud, and you really have to bring that leg nice and high. Like I said, we're getting our heart rate up and really lubricating the hip joints. Keep breathing. And this particular exercise does require some balance. So if you find that you're losing your balance, be near a wall. And you might also need to stop, reset yourself, engage your pelvic floor and core, focus on one thing in front of you that's not moving. A single spot on the wall. Don't look at me on the screen. Look at something on the wall in front of you or picture that's not moving, and that will help you with your balance. Also, set down your foot gently. And like I said, keep breathing. 2 more on each side. 1 more on each side. All right, down to the mat, onto hands and knees. All right, from hands and knees are directly under your hips, and hands are nice and spread wide under your shoulders. Cat and cow pose. Inhale and exhale. Lift your pelvic floor, pull belly button toward your spine, and let your head drop. Inhale, and then exhale. Lift pelvic floor, pull belly button to the spine, and round your back. Inhale, and exhale. Lift the pelvic floor, pull belly button to spine, and round the back. 1 more time. Now, from this position, we're going to come down onto our elbows. You want your knees under your hips. This is a lot like puppy pose that we did on day 1 in our open class. So your elbows are on the ground and your forearms are parallel to one another on the floor, like 2 railroad tracks. In this position, lift your belly button toward your spine, bring your left knee right under your body, straighten your right leg behind you, and lift 10 times, slow and controlled. 10, 9, feel this in your bottom, 8, 7, super controlled, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Turn the leg out to the side. So externally rotate at the hip so that your foot is pointing toward me, no longer pointing toward the ground. Your toes are pointing toward me. Hold it. Lift that leg, lift that leg, lift that leg, lift that leg, and then set it down. Come back up onto your hands and roll out your hips. I call this naughty cat. You're doing circles with your bum on the wall behind you. Go the other way, circles with your bum on the wall behind you. Starting to really bring that fire into your hip rotators and your glutes. So again, come down onto your elbows. Forearms are parallel to one another. Bring the right leg so that the knee is right in the middle of your hips and your left leg is straight out behind you. Strong through the core, and we lift up and down 10 times slow. 10, 9, toes are pointing toward the floor. 8, 7, head is relaxed. 6, keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, go slow and controlled. 2, don't hold your breath. 1, hold it up. Now turn the toes so they're pointing out toward the side. Hold it, lift, lift, lift. Try not to dump into your shoulders. You want to keep your neck long. Lift that leg, toes are turning out toward the side. Hip is rotating open, and set it down. Come back up onto your hands and naughty cat. Little circles on the wall behind you. Breathe steadily, go the other direction. All right, we're gonna do the same thing, this time in dolphin pose. Now, I want you to be honest with yourself here, and if it's not working for your body with your pelvic floor needs, then I'll show you how to modify. So lift belly button toward the spine, same position as before. Elbows are underneath you, forearms are parallel. Tuck your toes under, strong through the core, and come up. Now, just stay here with your knees bent, and maybe come back down and just play with moving in and out of this position. Knees bent, chest pressing toward your thighs. This is a modified dolphin pose. Breathe steadily. If this feels okay for you, then bring the left leg right in the center, so it's not out to the side. The left leg is right in the center. Right leg goes behind you and lift up and down 10 times. 10, keep breathing. Back is flat. Spine is long. Pressing your chest toward your thighs so that your head is not forward like this. We want the head and chest back. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Open the leg out to the side. Bend the knee. Open the hip. And set it down. Both knees down to the floor. Come up onto your hands and roll it out. You should be feeling it everywhere. Shoulders, core, hips. Go the other way with your hip circles, your naughty cat. Same thing, other side. So again, forearms are parallel on the ground, elbows underneath you. Tuck your toes under, lift belly button to spine. Bring your chest and head toward your thighs, so not forward like this. Keep your knees bent. They do not have to be straight. Just stay here and play with coming in and out of dolphin, exhaling as you come up into this position, or you can bring your right leg right underneath you, straighten your left leg, and go up and down. Breathing steadily, keeping your chest pressing toward your thighs, forearms parallel. Keep breathing. Such hard work. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Point the toes out to the side, bend the knee, open the hip. And come on down. Come up onto your hands. Naughty cat, roll those hips around again. Go the other way. I like to be on my fingertips to help strengthen my hands. And take a moment to sit back onto your heels for child's pose. Stretch the arms out in front of you, one arm at a time, like a cat, stretching one arm at a time. And then rest. Deep belly breaths. Roll yourself up to a seated position. Roll the shoulders down and around. And let's go ahead and come into a downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under, hands are spread nice and wide. Bring your hands about 1 inch forward from where they were when they were right under your shoulders. So bring them a little bit forward. Tuck your toes under, lift belly button toward your spine, keep your knees bent, and press back into downward dog. In this position, bend out your legs, 1 knee bends at a time, and make sure that your fingers are spread nice and wide. You want to press into your hands, and you want to press your chest toward your thighs. So you're not forward like this, your chest is pressing toward your thighs, bending 1 knee at a time. If this is ever too much, please sit back into child's pose, right where we just were, the pose that we were just in. Now, from this position, if you're feeling good, keep those knees bent, strong core, and drop your knees toward the floor, but don't let them touch. Hover the knees, strong core, and then press back. Hover the knees, and then press back. Hover the knees, strong core, and press back. 5 more. 5, hovering the knees, pressing back. 4, hover the knees, and press back. 3, hover the knees, and press back. 2, exhale as you press back, and last 1. All right, strong on that left leg. Bring the right leg up, bend the knee, open that hip. Don't let your elbows bend. Keep both arms straight and strong. Lift that bent right knee up toward the ceiling, straight through the elbows, open through that right hip. Now exhale, pull the knee to the chest 3 times. So exhale, belly button pulls to spine, pull the knee toward the chest and shift forward. Inhale the leg up, open the hip. Exhale, pull the knee to the chest. Inhale, open the hip. Exhale, pull the knee to the chest. This time, inhale the leg up, and exhale, pull the knee through to the chest, and then set it down on the floor. Now, the left leg is going to work its way toward the back of the room, and you're just going to sit on the heel of the front leg. See how this feels. If you have a yoga block or a blanket, you can put it right here between the back of your ankle heel area and your bum. So you can sit on it, or you can sit all the way on your heel. This is kind of like pigeon pose, but it's more of a hip flexor stretch and less of a hip rotator stretch. Deep breath in and out. Roll your shoulders down your back, lengthen your spine, lift your heart. 1 more deep breath in and out. Feel that stretch in the front of your left hip, and then come up onto your bent right knee. Kickstand the leg out to the side, come into a modified side plank. Your right hand can be on a yoga block if you need to, or on the ground. In this position, strong through the core, and we lift the leg 10 times. 10, super slow and controlled. 9, 8, straight out to the side. 7, try not to let the leg drift forward. 6, strong through the core. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here, long leg, and bend the knee, come on down. Sit back briefly, shake it out, and we're gonna do the same sequence on the other side. So go ahead and come on up, roll your shoulders, and move into downward facing dog, and we'll move into the same thing other side. Tuck your toes under, walk your hands about 1 inch forward, spread out the fingers like starfish. Keep the knees bent, walking out your legs, bend 1 knee at a time, and press that chest and head back toward your thighs. So you're not forward like this. you're pressing back. At any time, if this is too much, go into child's pose. So we're gonna hover our knees down just 5 times this time. So bend both knees and hover. You can look forward this time. Now exhale, press back. Bend your knees, hover them above the ground, and exhale, press back. Hover, press back. 2 more times, hover, and press back. 1 more time, hover, and press back. Right leg under your body, left leg nice and tall. Open the hip. So you're gonna bend that left leg, open the left knee out toward the side. Don't let your elbows bend. They're gonna want to. Keep both arms straight with equal weight between the 2 sides. Deep breath, opening that left hip. And now 3 knee pulls. We exhale, knee toward the chest. Inhale, open the hip. Exhale, knee to the chest. Inhale, open the hip. Exhale, knee to the chest. Open the hip. Exhale, this time, knee to the chest. Hold it here and come down into that modified pigeon position where you're sitting on your heel. Or you can have a block or blanket between your heel and the back of your thigh, right? In here like padding. See what feels good. If you're able to work that right leg back, go for it. It's a great stretch for the front of the hip. Roll your shoulders down your back, heart is lifted, spine is long, breathing. Releasing. And now go ahead and inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, walk your hands forward just a little bit, tuck your back toes under, and kickstand this bent leg out to the side. Kickstand it toward the back wall for me. Straighten this leg out. For me, it's my right leg. Come up onto a yoga block or the ground, and we're gonna move into our 10 side leg lifts. Strong through the core. Lift that straight leg straight out to the side, not forward, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. And down we go. Swing out your hips, little mini naughty cat like we were doing before. Go the other way. And sit back. Now round it up. Roll out your shoulders. And let's move into a standing position for our final exercises, which are more intense. You might want to have yoga blocks handy and definitely have the wall nearby for support, for balance, and to help with the moves. All right, we're going to begin with some squats. Now, let's kind of get ready for this by moving into a malasana. So zip up your core so you're just gently engaged through the pelvic floor and the low abs, just turning on those muscles to get ready. We are going to think about wide legs, toes turned slightly outward, and see if you can come on down into this malasana position, this deep squat right here. Now, if you want to have yoga blocks underneath your bum, that's just fine. Focus on lengthening your spine, lifting your heart. Now you can stay in this position right here, in this malasana position, this long spine, heart lifted, hands at your heart, pressing your thighs open, or you can join me for the moving malasana. So hands down on the ground to come up to stand. Round yourself up. You're gonna put your hands behind your head. I'll show you from the side. Again, toes turn slightly out. Elbows are out to the side. As you come down into a malasana squat, you can bring your elbows together. So elbows come together as you go down. Here we go, down into the malasana squat. Keep your spine long, heart lifted, elbows come together, sitting way back. And then as you come up to stand, you are going to engage your pelvic floor. Exhale, open your elbows apart, nice and wide. Open your chest and squeeze your bottom forward. So we go, inhaling down, and then exhaling up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, open your elbows apart, and then inhale down. And exhale up. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening the elbows apart. Down and up. As you come up, you're squeezing and lifting and really pressing your hips forward. You don't want to press so much that you're arching your low back, but you do want to really squeeze your bottom. Keep going. I'm just going to show you from the front, and remember that you can always just be working on your deep squat stretch. So here we go from the front. We'll do about 3 more. So coming down and then up. Feet are spread nice and wide. Toes are nice and wide. And exhale up. Sitting way back as you go down. Let's do 1 more for good measure. So down and up. Fire, energy to this part of the body, releasing. Shake out the legs and get ready for our next move. You will want to have a wall nearby for balance and support. Take this as slow as you want to go. Hands again behind your head. You can also have your hands at your hips if it's too much to have them up high. This is the basic move. You're gonna step back, right leg, this is my right leg behind my left, and then when you come up, you can either just lift the leg a little bit and then step back again, out to the side and back, or you can lift it all the way and do a little side crunch. Our goal is to really open the hip and do a little side crunch. If you don't make this look beautiful, I'm not gonna make it look beautiful. I'm gonna lose my balance. I'm going to be breathing heavily. So if you are the same, that's okay, we're in this together. Just think of using every muscle of your hips and your core and challenging your balance, your strength, your stability, your flexibility as you open that hip out to the side. Feel every muscle in your hips and core working. And remember, if this is too much to do what I was doing there, then just make it a smaller movement. Hands on your hips is better, is easier. And also just making it a touch with your foot rather than a full lift. Let's do about 3 more. So stay right where I'm at right now, this level, or the full one. And finish up. Shake out the legs. You should really be feeling it absolutely everywhere. Absolutely everywhere in your hips and core. Shake out the bottom, shake out the top, let it all go. We still have to do the other side of this curtsy to oblique crunch move. So let's go for it. Now remember, we're taking it in steps and we're only doing what we can, always with a wall nearby or a chair or couch nearby for support and balance. Hands behind your head, zip up your core. You are going to step back. Other leg steps back behind. And remember, you can either just go out to the side, or maybe try a little lift of the leg, or maybe you can try the full crunch. The slower you go, the better. Like I said, it won't look pretty. At least it doesn't when I do it. I'm losing my balance. I'm breathing hard. I'm showing you guys that I'm working too. We're in this together. That's what a retreat is all about, is sisterhood. And even if we're doing this all over the world, at all different times, it doesn't matter. We're still doing this together, sweating together, working together, challenging our stability, our flexibility. Whew. Do not forget to keep breathing. Always exhale with exertion. Remember that this is an option. Hands at your hips, and just a step out to the side. Or you can have your hands on your hips, be zipped up and strong, and lift the leg. When I say zip up, that just means to have your core engaged from the pelvic floor on up through the abs. The breathing is key, and the good posture is key. No slumping, no slouching. 3 more. And release the leg, shake it all out, let it go. So hard. We have one more move. I told you this is releasing, this is firing things up, this is letting go. It's setting the emotional junk on fire and letting it go out into the universe, okay? So our last move will definitely require a wall. Begin by either placing your foot just up against the wall and just kind of working on your balance, playing with your balance, putting one foot up against the wall and seeing what happens if you maybe place the foot a little bit higher, maybe step out a little bit farther from the wall. Just play with this. It's all really an experiment and a game. Now, if you want the full position of what we're going for here, which is a stretch and a strengthener and a significant opener of the hip, working toward the yogic half moon pose, then here's what we're gonna do. Move so that you are a leg's width distance away from the wall. So a leg's width. The leg is straight out from the body and actually putting the full foot against the wall. My front foot is facing forward and so is my side foot. Now just hold it here. You might want to have some yoga blocks nearby handy for support and balance in case you need them. So that leg is straight out to the side. Your bottom will probably be kind of reaching back. You want to reach the bottom toward forward. So don't let it be far back like this. We want to reach it toward forward. This is the work right here. So we're opening up the hip. We're working on the flexibility of the back of the leg, the groin area, and just working on this for now is enough. If you want to take it a step further, you can move the bottom foot. You'll have to bend this knee, but move the bottom foot so that it's facing toward the front of the room and then straighten out the leg that's on the wall. Don't let the arch of that bottom foot collapse down. We want to lift the arch. And in this position, this is the half moon leg position. So the top leg, the foot is pointed toward the sidewall. The bottom leg, the foot is pointing forward. So you can bend that bottom leg just a little bit to support yourself, but we are going to go toward the ground with our hand. So the yoga block can be on the floor to help support you, or you can touch the floor if you have the flexibility. But let's try putting our hand on the yoga block. And there is a micro bend in that front leg. The foot on the ground, the front foot is facing forward. The foot on the wall is facing toward the side. Now let's straighten that bottom leg if we can. Strong through the pelvic floor and core. Straight-ish through that bottom leg. Again, there can be a micro bend, but moving towards straight. The top leg is going straight out. It's being supported on the wall. Open the chest, open the heart, and maybe reach that top arm up toward the ceiling. Holding it here, strong, pointing in all directions like a starfish. Looking down at the ground if you need more balance. Looking toward the sidewall if you are feeling up for it. Try not to let the shoulder hunch up toward your head. You want to be long through the neck, long through the spine, open through the hips. Reach that top arm up. Deep breath in and out. And now hand on the hip, bend that bottom leg, place the hand down, leg on the wall goes toward the floor, and then round it up. Oh my gosh, shake out the legs. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So shake out the bottom, shake out the top, shake out the legs, twist it out. And here we go, same thing other side. So like I said, like before, you can just work on placing your foot toward the wall and just kind of maybe playing with your balance. Maybe have a chair nearby for support. You can step a little farther out, place your foot higher on the wall, see what you can do. But if you want the full effect of the pose, what we're gonna do is come a leg's distance away from the wall, a full leg. So your foot is flat on the wall, leg is straight out to the side, not forward, not back. Don't let your bum go back. We want to bring the bum forward. Now, if we want the full expression of the pose, then the bottom leg is going to turn so that the foot is facing forward. You're gonna have to bend your wall leg for a little bit just to help balance yourself as you turn that bottom leg so that the foot is facing forward. The top leg can then straighten out. Place your hand on a yoga block on the ground if you have the flexibility, but I prefer a yoga block. And we are going to make sure we're in the perfect position. So bottom leg can be micro bent at the knee. Top leg is straight, foot is facing toward the side wall. Bottom leg, the foot is facing forward. So your hand can be on a yoga block. Try to work that bottom leg towards straight and the top leg as well. You want to lengthen your spine, open your heart toward the side. If your neck is crunched like this, you want to lengthen your neck. Lengthen everything. Lengthen your top arm if you can. Be like a starfish pointing in all directions. Open the hips. Try not to let your bum be sticking back like this. You want to open your hips, open everything. Release, release. Breathe, be strong through the core. Feel proud and powerful. One more breath in and out. Strong through that core, open through the hips, and now bend the bottom leg. Put your hands on the ground, step down, and roll it up. Okay, shake out the legs, shake it all out. We are gonna end with a butterfly pose and then Supta Baddha Konasana. So, butterfly pose, you're gonna come down onto the ground. Feet are out in front of you. You can bring them in a little bit closer if you have more flexibility, but you can also have them out in front of you if you're just feeling tired. So see what you want to do. The traditional butterfly pose, you actually bring your feet quite close into your groin. But let's just see what you can do right now. Open your feet so that the outside edges of your feet are touching each other and they're kind of open like a book. Inhale your spine nice and long. Exhale, fold forward. In this position, let's deepen it. So inhale, lengthen your spine, walk your bum toward the back of the room, and exhale, fold a little bit more forward. Pull your belly button toward your spine. That helps increase the stretch and just provides a little bit more room to move into this. Now inhale your way up. And we widen your feet apart, drop one knee at a time, just a mini twist to release your low back, release your hips. And for this next position, I really do recommend you having some blocks. I'm gonna show you with blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, then you can absolutely rest in just a regular Shavasana, lying on your back, maybe placing a rolled up blanket under your knees. But if you have yoga blocks, I'm going to show you the ultimate resting pose to end with. Here we go. You're going to place one yoga block this way or this way. You can do either way, the long way, or the long way I should say, or the wide way. But it's going to go right under your bra strap area. I tend to like mine the long way, so it goes along my spine, the middle upper back. This block is going to go under your head, the back of your head, either the tall way like so, or this way. It just depends on what's comfortable for you. So I'm going to show you like this. So you're going to place the yoga block right under the bottom of where your bra strap would be, and then adjust the yoga block so it's under the back of your head. So you have this nice opening. Feet are together, knees are apart. If this is not comfortable for you, then again, you can just lie on your back in a Shavasana, lying flat on your back with your legs wide apart, straight legs, or you can place a rolled up yoga mat or a blanket underneath your knees to help release tension and pressure on your low back. But if this is comfortable for you, it's a really nice way to end a class like today's. Take 3 to 4 more deep breaths in this position, and then we also will lower all the way to Shavasana, joining anyone who was already in Shavasana. So a couple more deep breaths. One more deep breath. Breathing into the pelvic floor, and then exhaling all tension out. Knees together. Carefully come off the yoga blocks, bring them out to the side, and roll onto your back. Now everyone is in Shavasana, legs nice and wide. Roll yourself, rock and roll yourself till you feel comfortable. Backs of your shoulders on the ground, spine nice and long. Breathe into your pelvic floor, and then exhale everything out. Again, breathe in, and exhale, release. Breathe in the light down into your perineum, all the way down, and then exhale any darkness. See it leave your body. One more like that, just like that. Inhaling deeply, and then exhaling everything out. And then just slow down your breathing. Make it soft and gentle. Make sure your spine is nice and in a line. Your shoulders are down away from your ears. Feel the back of your head get heavy. The backs of your shoulders get heavy. Your sacrum get heavy down into the ground. Grow roots down into the ground from your calves, your heels, everything growing roots down like you're being attracted to the center of the earth with a magnet. Stay here breathing gently and just be. Now, breathe deeply in and out. Bring your attention back to the moment. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Deep breath. Roll onto your side, curl up in a little fetal position, curled up. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And on your exhale, use your arms to press yourself up into a seated position. Sit up, cross legs. Lengthen your spine toward the ceiling. Deep breath in with your arms overhead. Look up. Exhale, hands at your heart. The light in me honors and recognizes the light within you. Thank you so much for doing this hard work. It was emotional work, it was spiritual work, it was physical work. We did it all today. And remember that if you didn't do that first portion of the work today, the writing portion, the release that we did with pen and paper, then you might want to go back to that and try it another time when you're ready. Remember that this is brought to you by my essential oils. Lavender was our oil of the day, and you can learn more about essential oils and how they can help me continue to help support you over at FemFusionFitness.com at the web address that's listed on the screen. We'll see you next time for day 4 of our at-home retreat for the pelvic floor. Until then, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter.